All right, let's get right into it. Apple has just announced a brand new iPad Pro, and look, this is not just some little yearly update. This thing is a whole different beast. We're talking a complete from-the-ground-up redesign, and we are going to unpack it all right here.
And hey, it's not just me saying that. Tim Cook himself called it a complete reinvention. And what's the key? What's the secret sauce here? Well, it all comes down to a single piece of hardware, a brand new chip called the M5. So let's start there, because that's where things get really interesting. So at the very core of this new iPad Pro is the M5, and Apple is making a huge claim here. They're saying this isn't just an improvement, it actually redefines what a tablet can even do for a professional.
Okay, so first up, this number, 40%. A 40% jump in CPU performance. What does that actually mean for you, day to day? Well, it means those super demanding pro apps, for editing video or working with huge 3D models, they're gonna run like an absolute dream. But it's not just for the pros. Even just browsing the web with a million tabs open or switching between apps will feel ridiculously fast. Now, if you're a creative, a designer, or maybe a gamer, listen up. This is your number 2 times faster graphics rendering. Double. That means exporting your big 4K video projects will just fly. It means you can spin around a complex design file with zero lag. And yeah, for gaming, it means you get the absolute best performance with smoother frame rates and way more detail. It's a game changer. And then there's the brains of the operation, the new 16-core neural engine. This is the magic behind all the on-device AI. So all that smart stuff that happens right on the device, no internet needed, like when you instantly cut the background out of a video, or the Photos app just knows how to organize your pictures. Well, this new engine makes all of that happen way, way faster. The whole thing just feels smarter. And here, this really puts it all into perspective. Just look at the M5 next to last year's M4 chip, which, let's be honest, was already crazy fast. You can see the massive gains everywhere you look: CPU, GPU, and that supercharged neural engine. It really is a quantum leap, and it's all packed into this super thin device. But all that power under the hood is only half the story. You have to have a great canvas to work on. So let's talk about the physical device itself, because the changes here are honestly just as dramatic as what's on the inside. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. This is staggering. The new iPad Pro isn't just the thinnest iPad. It's the thinnest product Apple has ever made. It's thinner than an old iPod Nano, which is just wild to think about. It completely changes how it feels to hold it. Less like a tablet and more like a futuristic sheet of glass. And beyond just being thin, the screen itself is a whole new ballgame. They're calling it an Ultra Retina XDR display, which basically means your brights are brighter and your darks are darker. HDR content just looks unbelievable. You've also got ProMotion, which is that super smooth scrolling that just makes everything feel more responsive. It's all packed into this lighter aluminum body, which now comes in this slick new space black finish. Okay, so you have this incredibly powerful, super thin device, but how do you actually use all that power? Well, that's where the new tools come in. And trust me, the whole accessory ecosystem just got a massive, massive upgrade to go with it. Let's just picture this for a second. Imagine you're an illustrator. You're sketching with the new Apple Pencil Pro, and you can actually feel a little tap as your tool changes. Then you start animating, throwing some seriously complex layers at it, and the M5 chip doesn't even break a sweat. And finally, you're reviewing your masterpiece on that stunning display, seeing every single color pop perfectly. It's a seamless workflow. So let's break down these new tools. The Apple Pencil Pro has this new squeeze gesture. You just give it a little pinch and boom, your tool palette pops up right where you are. The Magic Keyboard has been redesigned to feel more like a real laptop keyboard, with a full function row and this nice aluminum palm rest. And this is huge for pros, Thunderbolt Force support. That means super fast data transfers and the ability to hook up to massive external displays, the works. All right, we've talked about the insane power, the beautiful new design, and the killer new accessories. So what's the bottom line? Let's get to the 2 questions everybody's asking. How much is it, and when can I get one? Okay, so here's the pricing breakdown. The new 11-inch model, that's going to start at $999 for the base model. If you want to go big with that larger 13-inch screen, you're looking at a starting price of $1299. And of course, the price goes up from there as you add more storage, all the way up to a wild 2 terabytes for the real power users out there. And here's the best part. You don't have to wait.
Pre-orders are live literally right now, October 28th, and they'll be showing up in stores and on doorsteps as early as next week. So yeah, it's coming fast. All of this, it leads to one single huge question. When you pack this much performance, a world-class display, and a whole pro ecosystem of tools into something this impossibly thin and light, you really have to ask, has the laptop finally met its match? Something to think about.